Alright folks, welcome to this exciting video where you once again join me in the wild landscape of Scotland. And today we've come back to an old bit of history we visited last year. I've not been here for ages, but this is a bit of a history update folks, because last time I was here at this ancient bridge I documented a strange cement piece which is located on the ground at the far side. And since then we have found out that it was actually a piece of World War II history, which is quite interesting. It would have been the base of a spigot mortar, which was obviously used at one time either to defend the bridge or the nearby Dun railway. Most likely it was here to defend the bridge though from like invasion and stuff like that folks. But yeah, we'll go and take a look at the spigot mortar base. I thought I would do my little intro down here because it's quite windy today and I'm not sure of the conditions once we go along the side of the river a little bit. But basically this is the bridge of Dun, which is kind of between Brechin and Montrose. Yeah, the area is called Dun. There's a big old mansion house called the House of Dun and the old railway station as well. There's some cool little historical features, but the bridge is probably most popular and most obvious around here, when actually to me the most interesting thing is the spigot mortar base from the war. So yeah, let's go and take a look at it. You can see here this hose folks, that's for an irrigator pump, that's what the farmers use at this time of year to pump water from the rivers onto their tatty crops, so their potatoes grow folks. Nice healthy Scottish crops. Another interesting point I would say about this river here, the River South Esk, it flows right down the glens and out here, but an interesting fact, when the tide comes in, this river here rises up with the tide, and then when the tide goes back out, obviously the river drops. So judging from what I'm seeing, it looks like the tide's actually out. And I think when people go fishing and stuff around this area, they use the tide to their advantage as it pushes the fish up river, upstream. This bridge is just magnificent. What a structure. It's incredible to see. Anyway, I need to head on around that way. I've probably come the worst route, the muddiest route folks. These new trainers are definitely getting a workout this past few weeks with the extreme adventures. Yeah, I love the way this bridge is built with the magnificent pillars at each side. And credit to it, it stood the test of time. Modern vehicles going over it that they couldn't have even imagined back in the days when they built a thing like that. Oh, the rain's coming on folks. That's what it's like sometimes on these adventures. It's like sunny, windy, rainy, it's like all at the same time. Crazy Scottish exploring conditions. Yeah, look at the magnificent stone carving on this bridge. And then right next to it over here, a cement piece in the grass sticking up, and this would have been the base for the spigot mortar. So let's go and take a closer look at that. Look at this folks, to many a site like this would go unnoticed, hidden by the Scottish wilderness and the way nature just takes right back over. It's so interesting to see this here, and you can actually see there's been almost like a bit of a trench around it at one time. You can see the line around here. I do apologise for any wind in this episode folks, but it is extreme conditions. My hood keeps blowing right up over my head. Wow, this little bit of history is just hidden in the middle, and look at the detail of it. Look how strong the rebar is up through the cement. It's crazy to think that something like this is like wartime history, and it's just literally in a cow field now, wasting away. It's almost history forgotten forever. Look here, you can see there's like a little coat of arms on it there. It's hard to even read like what it says, but there's tiny details like that. There's like a P and then a little crown with it looks like it says IC 20 inch. But I have seen spigot mortars other places, and this is the bracket which the spigot mortar mounted onto, and then obviously they could pivot it. I do apologise for those gusts of wind blowing through, but yeah, from here they could pivot the gun, well, the spigot mortar. It was just basically a launcher. The mortar looked like a bit of a cross between like a rugby ball and a melon, kind of. It was just roughly that shape. And I'm guessing from here, like you can see how they would have been able to defend the bridge, but then also the Dun station's just at the other side there. which is still an operational steam train you can get on these days for a bit of fun. Takes you from the town of Brecon down to this. But yeah, there you go folks, a history update. I'll get a couple of photographs of this and then I'll update you folks. But yeah, another piece of history documented on the channel. Last time we saw it, we didn't even know what it was, and that's the cool thing sometimes about doing these videos. You learn the history of the area and then you can share it. So there we go folks, we'll leave this piece of history in peace until the next explorer comes round to document this piece of history. It's just incredible. It's always an adventure coming to a place like this. Often you come to see one bit of history and then you see so much other cool little things just hidden in the wilderness. But yeah, the wind's extreme at this side. Yeah, it's a little bit less windy under here and it's cool. Sometimes when you're vlogging, the wind just destroys the audio on the video, so it is cool to get a spot like this. Wow, the structure of this is just incredible. Oi! Crazy acoustics under here as well. Look at this tree, it's probably been washed by the river and just about washed away. Anyway folks, that's been cool. World War II Spigot Mortar. Documented for the first time. Last time I recorded it, I didn't even know what it was. This time we've been able to update the history. Look at this, that's like one of those mason's marks. I don't know if that comes out on the camera. Almost looks like a piece of ancient graffiti, but it's actually mason's marks. Look at this one, see? They're different marks, and that's because back in the days of this period of time, the masons got paid by the stones they carved. It can, like, that's the reason they knew who carved which stones and who had carved the most. And yet, some of them you can see the mason's marks, and other ones you can't. But that's like an interesting point from back in the day. And look at the detail they've carved in deep with shapes like that, and each stone had to be laid in the right place for the full pattern to come through. Yeah, but it is an interesting little bridge. But the World War II history there is the most interesting thing to me, because it's like something I didn't even know about until recently, and boom, new bit of history documented folks. I do apologise for wind in this episode, but it's been cool to see what we've seen. We're out here all weathers, all conditions folks, documenting history. Yeah, this has been a coolie, so I'll end it here. Thanks very much for watching. I'll be back very soon with the next one folks.
Yeah.